Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Who in this room won 10 grand this weekend?
Well, Ben, you probably cleared at least that.
Yeah.
Good weekend. Once you get like 3 of those a year, I'm sure that's it.
Yeah. If that.
Life of a racetrack
finally gets a
owner.
home run. This guy right here, man. Right here,
What's
brother.
up, Derek?
Nice job.
What's up, boys?
What's right to your right? Look at that thing, guys. That's a trophy.
That is a trophy. They don't make them like that.
Isn't it amazing? We go and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for race cars. You had a really good purse this time, but usually it's for like $1,800.
Dude, no, you got it wrong right there.
That's what we do it for.
You just got to show up.
Yeah.
You just got to
That's
show
true,
up.
yeah.
That's all you got to do.
I forgot about that.
Participation trophy of
That's
the
it.
year.
Yeah,
But
that's
this makes it worth it. Having a cool trophy makes it worth it. It sounds stupid, but it really makes it worth
It does, yeah.
I don't know. I never won a trophy before.
What do you think Kyle did with his?
This kid-
He might have left it.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was wondering if
Did
it
you
went with
see it?
Archie or
Well, I
something.
know he signed
I
it.
think I seen. Oh, did he really?
He signed
So
it.
he
I
probably
think
gave it
Archie-
away.
He either gave it away
there
or
you
probably
go.
gave it a.
Speaking of signing things, I got to get Derek to sign the door panel right behind Kevin. I always forget every time he comes in, so I'll have to have him do that before he goes. Well, congratulations, dude.
Thank
That
you.
was awesome. I mean, congratulations to Ben, too, because the one thing that we thought was not
Dude,
going to happen was get you
rolling the
racing.
dice Friday.
No. I'm literally standing there in the rain going, why are you doing this to me, God? Why?
So I call Ben at like 8 o'clock in the morning because, as we all know, I brought the merch, right? And I didn't. I was
What merch?
Exactly. I was
No,
way up back.
what is it? Original what?
Real cans.
Oh,
So,
I was trying to give you a free plug here, and
we
he's
do
like,
plenty
whatever.
of plugs for me, but it was a lot of stuff to load up, and I'm like, I don't want to load it all up just to go up there to be canceled. So I call him 8 o'clock, and he's like, I've done dumber stuff with money than this. We're going for it. I didn't believe him. I'm like, no, he's not. But he did, and you won. Good for you, man.
I had no. You do realize I had no choice.
I know
'Cause
that.
Kyle was not going to come up. He said he could do Saturday, but the only problem was there was no rain date. So I actually called the police chief, and he was trying to set up like an emergency meeting for the selectmen to have all that. And I go, dude, by the time we're done.
It doesn't happen.
I'm like, forget it. We got to run it. We have to. And then I'm literally staring at my phone and go, okay, there's a spot of rain here. There's a spot of rain right there. We're right here. We'll be fine. We'll go right in the middle of it.
Did you
Sure enough.
notice? Did you notice as soon as the fireworks were over, it started raining?
Started raining.
Yeah.
Notice that?
100%. We got
yeah.
off the road like 5 minutes and it started raining.
Yep. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
We didn't even load the race car till like 10:15, 10:30 because we were like, man, I don't know, like
So someone asked me, are you taking Kyle Busch or the field? And I said, are you kidding me? The question is, should you take Derek or the field? Because I don't know if anybody was watching that race where you and Wayne had a wonderful battle up front. But, man, you were so – I think you set the track record if there was one on – we talked about this the prior show. But Derek was so fast, I don't know how you could not take this man in that race because you have got that car dialed in on spot right now. And you could wheel it okay, too, as well.
It's funny because Derek came in here. The first thing he said was, car wasn't that good in qualifying. Well, I have qualifying times right in front of me. He was third.
Yeah. Well, I mean –
He was 14,804.
Yeah, guys like him and Kyle and a few other guys, Wayne, guys like that.
Wayne put it on the pole with a 14,715.
yeah, we were like 3/10 slower than we were the time before. That's why
Yeah.
I was bummed out because I think we had a better car this time. Just we had that fuel pump issue. So.
Thank God you found it. That would have been
8 to 10 minutes before the feature.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Facebook,
It was bouncing right off the side.
Facebook list Jeff. He goes, told you we'd be fine.
Told you we'd be fine.
He's right. We were absolutely. So I spent the night there before because I got the NHSTRA vision all set up the night before, and I ended up passing out in the camper, and I'm watching, and it kept going. My phone kept going off. Severe weather alert. Severe weather alert. My house, I get the notification from my house down in Tewksbury. Power went out. The alarm went off. So I'm like, it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm watching, down in the studio here on the cameras, and I see the rain hitting here, and then nothing ever hit us. It was like 5 minutes of rain at Lee the night before, and it like went right around us.
Like I said, I don't know. Someone was looking out for us because I'm looking at the radar the night before, and okay, look, all right, it dropped. And then I wake up, and then it went up, and I go, oh, crap. And then I looked and went down again. I go, I think we'll be okay. But I don't
It
know.
kept
And
getting
then-
better as the day went on. If you looked at the progression of
Yeah.
the weather, I mean, from the morning, if you woke up in the morning and you looked at it, this thing was a washout.
Oh, yeah.
And then by about 8, 9 o'clock, it was getting better. And right when you kind of made that post, and
I'm
the
going to
biggest
add.
win of the weekend. For sure. Like that was a total. That was a total
No,
win to get
that
that
was
thing in.
pure luck. I went by the seat of my pants on
I'd
that
rather
one.
be lucky than good sometimes.
Exactly. That's what I was telling everybody that day.
I don't know. I mean, as much as that win is awesome, I'd rather have Derek's win, right? Who can say they beat Kyle Busch
That's
in
awesome.
the super late model race? And Kyle was in a very stout car. Archie only brings fast cars to the
Well,
racetrack.
It was a brand new Port City car, I think.
Was
that
it
was
really?
the first race for it.
Was it
yeah.
really?
And the
Yeah.
best part was that you started behind him.
Yeah.
It's not like you won, but you started in front of him. You started behind
The
him.
invert was a good idea. To
Well-
because starting straight up, I think, is not always
Well,
good for the
because
show.
I had to think, well, what did we do last year? And Norm was there, and Norm's like, we inverted the field. They go, invert. So we had a fan pull out the chip, and which was a 9. So
I love inverts anyways. I think it should just be the way it is.
that's how we do
Yeah.
it with the dwarf cars.
More often than not, it's usually invert.
Your setup with the dwarf car, the whole check-in and that whole process is phenomenal.
Yeah.
With the way you handicap over there, I love it.
Oh, Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Brady just said, obviously Mark didn't touch the 12G car. Well, I did. So
Did you really?
I did lean against
No, you
Derek's
did
car.
not.
I absolutely did. I had to
Really?
break the curse.
Why
I
did you
wasn't telling
Why did
anybody.
you roll
Did
the
he?
dice?
I don't know. I didn't see
The
it.
fuel pump fell off the car. It's
Yeah.
your fault.
I was.
Oh my
oh,
God.
the fuel pump was probably
you
me.
son of a. I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna
no,
say
no,
it.
no. I know better than
Could've been
touching
a lot
Derek's
worse.
car. No,
I would have. I would have hit
I
you.
know better than to
Did
touch
Derek
that
know
car.
this?
I would have
Did
hit
Derek
an
know you
employee.
touched it?
I didn't really touch it. I was just joking. I wouldn't
Oh,
do that
God,
because I
thank
actually
God.
like Derek. So there's
Thank goodness.
That's the one thing is he hits
That's
the
gonna
wall.
be
and
Mark's
sees-
new job. I'm gonna send him around.
Send him around. Hey,
people
Bubba's
don't
over
like-
there.
Yeah, hey,
Ty's
go
over there.
touch his cars.
Hey, did you touch Kyle's car?
No, because it had a big thing around it. Nobody could get near Kyle's car. So, did Kyle recognize you from when you drove his car? Like Kyle
Yeah.
knows who you are personally,
yeah.
right?
We talked a little bit before he came, not much, but I just texted him, told him if he needed anything, let me know. But he had so many resources.
Yeah.
That was just one, plus he couldn't get out of his box. It seemed like he was just stuck there. So I didn't feel bad for him, but I kind of felt bad for him that he just didn't even get a chance to like walk around the racetrack and kind of look it over before he got to get to racing. So
Bob apparently
Let's
taught you
all hold
everything you know.
on. Let's all feel bad for the millionaire race car driver who was in like a $500,000 motor coach.
Dude, that thing
Let's
went by
all
me when
feel
we were
really
leaving.
bad about that.
Did you hear what happened about
I
that
did.
thing?
No, what happened?
So it's Archie's trailer. It's
took the motor home?
it's a $1.6 million.
So
motor
it
home.
went by me as I was leaving.
That was gorgeous.
There goes Ben.
Supposedly, I guess he rushes sometimes, and he didn't close the door to the shower. So when he drove, he heard a boom, and the
glass.
shower door opened and shattered the door.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
that's a bad day.
Yeah.
Well, it all got left at Lee. Those really two big heavy bags, those
yeah.
were full of the glass. So,
That's
but
Yeah, but Archie definitely comes prepared. So
Bob.
Yeah, Bob apparently taught you everything you know.
True.
Yeah, I don't.
yes.
The
Unlike,
fact checker. We should get a active fact checker.
yeah, that would be wrong. That would be a definite false.
I more agree with Greg. It was
Yeah.
the new helmet. That
I can't believe more people don't do it with how easy he is with everything.
He's very
like,
affordable too.
yeah, $350 or
Yeah.
$400, whatever it
things
is.
are
It's
beautiful.
I should do that
unbelievably.
to my helmet. My helmet's all scuffed up and.
You could even just wrap an old helmet that you have on the
Well,
wall.
that's what I'm saying. I have a Simpson helmet that I like a lot. The only problem is I've just gotten really fat in my face, so it's a little tight.
Yeah, so hang it up.
Dude,
Be on the,
can
right
you
here in the
show everybody
background.
the size of the sandwich he just ate? Do you have that thing? We're gonna explain why Ben has a weight problem. He just ate that whole thing in 38 seconds.
It was a big one.
But
Yes,
listen, I'm hungry. okay?
apparently.
So just so everybody knows, I am storing food over here. Yes, that is my
Yes.
sub.
What else you got?
Those are my chicken nuggets.
Damn.
Oh, you got one more down there too.
Doubled up.
You got a bag of chips too.
Tripled up?
bag of chips.
Tripled up.
Jesus.
No, because
I'm not that bad.
No, you're not.
the sub is for tonight. The nuggets, I'm going to air fry, and they're for tomorrow.
We gotta get a life insurance policy on you or something. God damn.
Air fry old nuggets.
Think of all,
See, Jess.
at least think of all the equipment that will get turned over to NHSTRA when I have my big stroker out.
She's like, Ben.
What?
Food.
What did I do, honey? Well, I don't know. What did I do?
Calls her honey and everything.
Yeah, I know. He ate the 2-foot long sub.
Here we go.
What do you
I
got?
seen Jess talking to Kyle. She was pretty
trust
excited.
me.
In her glory.
She sent me pictures of like her arm wrapped around him. Like, wow, I'm just chopped liver. Sweet, thanks.
Old news, buddy.
Bob loves you.
He doesn't, but it's okay. Bob, I do love you. It's okay.
We should have him back on the show. I forget what he sounds like.
He sounds like a chipmunk.
And then 30 seconds after he's back, I'll be like, that's why we didn't have him on
just
the
bring
show.
Maisie. It's the same.
I did,
Him and
yeah.
Maisie, him and Maisie are
Do you think she knew I was serious when I said, the show's better when you're here?
No, she knows that. She agrees with you. Trust me. Yeah, absolutely.
She just doesn't come. She
we
wasn't.
had, we
we're
had
not
my
cool enough for
5-year-old
her.
here one day,
Guess not.
and it was just like having Bob. It was very equivalent.
She got bored.
Same mentality.
Same
yeah.
mentality, same
She picked her
conversation.
iPad up and threw it across the floor like I'm done with
Well,
this.
see, she saw her dad throw the helmet at that car.
Yes.
So
It's
she
in- it's
wanted
in
to
the
do the
blood.
same thing with the
It's in the
iPad.
blood.
You know,
Hereditary.
Exactly.
So the only track that we actually did get racing this weekend was Lee, because yesterday at Hudson was a total washout.
we could have gone boat racing in the infield.
I saw the pictures. That was crazy. But real quick, I want to go through the results from Friday night. The O'Reilly Auto Parts 6-shooters, Kristen DiStefano comes in first, followed by Paul Childs and Steve Miller Sr. The Black Flag Podcast Ridge Runners, we had the number 2 of David Cameron, the 76 of Heath DeButts, and the 99 of Carl Gagnon. The original Wheelman late models, we have the number 8 of Milton Duran coming out on top, the number 30 of Andrew Moore in second, and the 83G of Hayden Grenier. And the one and only Rodfather Pro Stocks, we have the 12G himself right here, Derek Griffith coming in first, ahead of none other than just Kyle Busch. No big deal there, just Kyle Busch
Chump.
and Joey Dwyer. And
Those
Kyle,
Cup guys finish second there a lot, huh? On these big shows.
They do. They do.
the margin of victory last year, though,
Was close. Yeah,
was,
I mean, it was unreal.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And Reddick, he's a really, really good race car driver.
He's a-
So
And he wanted to come back really
I
bad.
know. Dude, I guess there was a bunch of guys that
Gregson
wanted
wanted to come, I heard.
race.
and
I heard, no one wanted to show
yeah, it was
up.
close. He
Yeah.
almost ran last year, but I think it was funny. He joked around. He's like, unless you're my driver coach, I'm not going to go. And then we had Xfinity stuff last year that it just didn't make sense for us to come. So
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when you and I snuck in his line.
yes, that was interesting.
squeezing.
Yep.
All
But
of a
yeah,
sudden
no,
it's like,
I mean, I think it's a premier track in New England. I mean, I think if you go around at most of these racetracks, you ask most of these drivers, they're going to tell you they love Lee Speedway. You cannot tell me Kyle did not get out of that car and say, this place is awesome. I definitely want to come back, and I guarantee you he did.
Oh, he 100% did.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
If you go back onto NASTRAvision.com, the pay-per-view is available for purchase for anybody that is not a NASTRAvision member. Just, I want to clarify a couple things because people forget how pay-per-view works, I guess, sometimes. Like when there's a boxing match and you get pay-per-view, like you get that first run of the boxing match. That's how pay-per-view works. If you're a NASTRAvision All Access member, you get all of these. You don't even need pay-per-views. And the other thing, you do not have to be a member at all to buy pay-per-view. Like, who's your friend?
I have a friend.
Yeah, the other company there that you always have a cool name for.
Oh, Blows.
No,
not
the
them.
other one.
Oh, Chasing the Girl Named Erica.
Chasing the Girl Named
That's
Erica, you have to buy a membership and then pay for pay-per-view. Here you don't. You can either just buy a membership or buy the pay-per-view. We give you many different options.
And Derek said it himself prior to when we started the broadcast today that he'll be the first one to test you that the coverage that you guys provide is by far the best out there. It is top notch. It's so good.
100%. Yeah, we watch a lot of racing all over the country, and it's
I had quite a few Griffiths one come through. First Dolly's came through, then your dad's came through,
Yeah.
and then I think one came through for Louis. So I'm like, why don't they just watch it off the same one? Like, I don't understand this.
Well, hey, thanks for the support, guys.
yeah,
That's all
that's
you're
what we're
doing.
here for. Yeah, Emily's father, my father-in-law, also watched it too.
Yeah?
He thought it was great. So, and he watches a lot of racing as well.
The broadcast, yeah. You guys, I mean, let's be honest. I know we'll call them paid, but they're still learning. It's
Yep.
a team effort that you guys are learning. It's a first year into it, and it's been fantastic.
The amount
My
of equipment
team,
is unreal.
It is, yeah.
The equipment you guys have.
my team, I got to give them credit. They love it. We were without Lori this weekend because she was rooting on up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and Truex won, so she was super happy.
Ooh.
So we didn't have Lori, but Colton Martin came in clutch and came down and took over turn one and had some fun down
Colton's
there.
an OG.
Yeah, he got his Night Owl helmet as well. So
Oh, did he?
Colton was my first,
He was. He was
Camera
what I said.
operator.
He was your OG.
Yeah, he's my original
yeah,
guy.
He was the original.
and he just, unfortunately, he's a really good race car driver.
Yep.
So I see a lot of Derek in Colton. The racing style, the way they interact with people. That kid's going to be something.
He remains very calm, which is, I think, obviously, we can all attest that Derek has that capability. But I think when things start unfolding in front of him, his ability to remain calm is not in the makings of a lot of people out there. And that, I think, shows a lot of his true talent. That
The
especially at a
one
young
good
age.
thing about Colton, though, that's a little different than Derek is Colton's a trash talker. Oh,
He
my
is a
God.
wicked trash
Colton
talker.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
trash talks. He
This
walks in
guy,
here and says,
none.
I'm out. I don't need it.
I got this many trophies. How
He's the
many do you have,
opposite.
Kevin?
I'm not that good. Yeah, he's what he said to me.
Zero confrontation.
Mine are on the dumpster now, but
I still can't
This
believe you
guy-
threw
this
those
guy,
away.
This guy goes out and sets the track record and say we were okay tonight. We could improve a little bit.
Car wasn't that good.
Car wasn't that good.
That's not good.
Okay, jackass.
Yeah.
Question for you now: are you going to now because you've had 2 races at Lee? You've missed one, and you've had 2 first place finishes, so you have 2 50 place races. Do you maybe gonna run for the title?
Honestly, I have no idea.
You're in the top 10 right now.
Am I really?
You are in the top 10. We've had a stout field there this year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I will say there's 2 weekly pro stock racing in New England. Well, Wiscasset's one of them.
Yeah.
So you got Oxford, Wiscasset, and you guys. And I will say,
Seekonk.
Seekonk too.
Yeah.
I will say, as far as quality, you and Oxford have the best shows on a week-to-week basis.
Derek Griffith is sitting in 8th place right now in the Rodfather Pro Stock standings.
How many points out? How many points out of the lead?
68 out of the lead. Garrett Hall is leading right now, followed by Wayne Helliwell Jr. and
That's Division
Nick
1
Cusack.
too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Division
That is.
One.
I don't even have a NASCAR license.
Yes, I know.
buy
You keep filling out the
10
temporary ones.
tags.
I see it. I'm like, all right.
We finished second one year in Division 1 in Florida because of Speed Weeks, and I had no idea. So then they send you this big thing in the mail, and they bring you out there to Charlotte and stuff. It was wicked cool. I'm like, now I see why people do this. It's wild. Have you ever been to any of the banquets?
No.
It's insane. Absolutely insane.
Because see, every time their banquet goes on, I got to get my banquet done. And I'm always focused on my stuff, so I'll admit it. I really don't care.
I get it. Yeah,
You
should
do
go
put
one
on
day.
a pretty good banquet, though. You really do.
I try.
What's this right here, Derek? Are you racing on August 13th at Hudson?
Was that Grant State race? Pass rate?
What is it?
No,
That is a
that's
open pro stock
that's
race.
That's a open pro stock race that
I
put on.
believe so. It's on the schedule.
your sponsorship is dwindling here if you say no.
The week before the Oxford 250. No, 2 weeks before. Yeah. 8:13.
What was on the 11th? You look busy. It was 12.
No, that's Motor Mount. We're not going to go Motor Mount Masters. So yeah,
I just got an insight, everyone, on his schedule. So if you need an insight, you want to know where he's going, you just hit me up.
It's
I'll let
funny.
you know.
a lot of it's not even anything. Yeah.
Well, my next question is: are you going to
Reveal.
show up for that big ass race I'm throwing on?
Yes,
Next
he is.
year.
Yes, he is.
Well, yeah, it's like a guarantee
Yeah.
almost. Oh,
That's
I got a picture of the fuel pump too.
Oh,
So-
that's not- seriously?
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Look at that, huh?
I don't know if they
Wow.
can see it on.
Here, let me see it. I'll put it up a little closer
Yeah.
to the camera. This is, is that good, Mark?
Yep. There we go.
Jeez.
Literally
Look at that.
8 minutes before
That's
feature.
wild.
We found it.
Qualifying, right?
Yeah, right.
He went
Yeah.
so fast, he blew the fuel pump right off
No,
the
it was
car.
after qualifying. that
Oh,
we
after
found it. It
qualifying?
was line up for feature.
Is that
Oh,
that
shit.
illegal, the two-piece fuel pump? Is that illegal in
Two-piece
the
fuel-
rules?
I don't
Should
know.
we have a disqualification
You
on
have
that?
to, look that up.
Don't ask
I
me.
think
I
Kyle,
don't
Alright, so-
I think Kyle petitioned, from what I understood.
Right. All right, Ben. So you had a huge announcement up at Bentley's.
I did.
Why don't you fill in the rest of everybody of what it is?
So, I'm not gonna take credit for the name. The original wheelman over here.
Holy
kinda-
smokes! I was joking when I said I wanted the credit.
So-
I was kidding, but I'll take it.
He came up with the name, and I go, that's got to be it. It's the.
You know what it is? Hold on. It's gonna be huge, people. We need it to be big, right?
Yeah.
Is that the point of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So he came up with the name, the North American Pro Stock Nationals, and that's going to be either in May or June. It's about I think I calculated it's about $110,000 worth of purse money for the pro stocks, just the pro
Loving it.
stocks. We haven't even worked on the late models or whatever division we're going to have there, and it's probably going to be a 3-day event. It's going to be practice Friday, Saturday will be practice what?
Harmon.
Okay, all right, that one.
That might have to be it.
That's a close second.
Harmon, you outdid me.
Yeah.
You outdid me.
Yep.
So it's called the. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
It'll probably be practice Friday, qualifying Saturday, and then the main race on Sunday.
How many laps?
200.
200. Yeah.
Yep.
So you'll have.
And it's going to be how I want it. Is I want live pit stops in the infield.
Ooh.
And who knows? I might
pit
even
stops,
up
that'll
the
be
laps
tough.
because I want to see people like go in, freaking run around like madmen, trying to take the wheels off and all that crap.
I like it. This is
So
awesome.
So it's not like
This
control
is
cautions.
awesome.
They're gonna be
Oh,
legit
no.
live.
This is like a miniature cup race.
Nice.
I want.
So 8-tire deal.
Yeah.
8-tire could be 10 tires too. Honestly.
That's awesome.
And so
How can you not be
so
excited for that?
and it's 30 to win, 2,000 to start.
So it pays for all your tires.
Pays for all
Plus
your tires.
fuel.
Yep, and everything else.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to
Derek's
do something.
busy that weekend. Sorry.
I've always
He's
wanted.
gonna be running the original wheelman
So am
booth at the track. He's gonna be in the
tag
tent.
you in.
There we go. I needed a break. Derek's gonna come help.
I've always wanted to do some of this, but Hudson was too small. So when I bought Lee, I go, hold my beer, watch this. So,
Dude, that's massive. It's
Yeah.
so good.
yeah, I
That'll be a
can't
good
wait.
deal.
So you said late models would be a support division, maybe another one.
yeah, late models. I don't really know what else yet, but
Yep.
I know late models will probably be there, and probably maybe 2 other divisions.
Cool. That'll be fun.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be going.
I'm excited to see a multi-day event in the beginning of the year too. So this is gonna be awesome.
I look at it this way because if you put it towards the end, you got the Oxford 250 and you got all these other big shows coming up. So now you're limiting guys. So if you do it in the beginning, it's still fresh in the season. So it's like even if you did tear your car up, you still have time to fix it. So, and I look at it this way: guys can double dip. They can go to this and then go to another race at the end of the year, and if they win both, they make a shitload of money,
There really isn't a lot
and then
of
spend a shitload of money.
big deals at the beginning of the year up here, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Thompson, which is
Icebreaker,
always.
yeah.
Icebreaker, yeah.
But like car count wise, it's never amazing. I
Yeah.
think people get nervous there.
and the way I did it too is I made it so it can grow more. So if it's a really big hit, most likely next year, knowing how I operate, it'll be better and then better and then better and then I die. So
Yeah. That's going to be, well, we don't want to see it die, but we do want to see it get bigger and better. And
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting the platform out there for a really amazing tradition of a race. I mean, I
Yeah.
think if anybody with half a brain's got a pro stock, and I mean, anywhere up and down the East Coast, how can you not go to that race? That's a,
well, I mean, we're trying to make it so that guys out west, down south,
Yep.
come for this. So
I've
who
been
knows?
talking about them coming up for a little bit now.
Yeah.
So I've been scouting for you.
Oh yeah.
I'm a scout.
I would love to see the Bubba Pollards and the
This
big
guy, he's
guns
got all the
come up here.
hookups. He's got all the
talked to him.
hookups.
I talked to Bubba about having I knew there was going to be something big happening. I didn't know what exactly. So
And and Derek will attest to this. It's an amazing facility. I mean, you're not just
It
going,
is.
you're not just going to your tip. I mean, that place is fantastic. So
it's like it has a lot of character and it has a lot of like old style, but it's not like a lot of the old places down south are not well kept. Lee's well kept.
yeah,
That's not really
and it's
the
got no
case.
grip, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's just awesome.
Well,
Those new
it said
tires
it-
though are great.
It said it
They're
right,
awesome.
right when you listen to the interviews from Lee this weekend. You had Kyle Busch gets out of the car. The first thing he goes, "Woo, it's hot." And then Charlie looks at him and said, "How was that?" He's like, "This was fun." He was like, "I had fun."
Yep.
He goes,
this
"There's
is
so
what
many
racing's
different."
supposed to be.
He's like, "It's so technical, but so many different places you can run." It was fun experimenting and finding my groove on the track.
There's so much you can do at Lee to change
Yeah.
how you are. Or like if you have a tight race car, you can still be fast. If you have a loose race car, you can still be fast in race. So like as long as you can figure it out, then
And the walls don't move.
yeah, they definitely don't move.
They don't move.
I think Kyle smacked it once, pretty good.
Yeah, he smacked it right in front of me.
Did he?
too.
We were
Right in front of my camera.
Yeah.
It got right on that
Directly in front
static
of me.
camera on the wall, right at the end of the straightaway.
It does have that little bump out.
It does.
Yeah.
I found that Ben and I have seen that a few times on,
I
on
have.
the bad end of it.
Yep.
It stinks because that was the one camera I didn't have recording for some stupid reason at that point, and Kyle hit it right in front of it, and I'm watching that camera live, and you just saw the graphics come right off the car right in front of the camera. I was like, great, I'm going to show that. I'm like, I wasn't recording that one. Great.
When I was younger, there was a story with Teddy Christopher down New Smyrna, and I was like really young and nervous. And the wall, like I always just left a little bit too much room, between myself and the wall. And explained to me that his fastest lap ever at New Smyrna, he smashed the front stretch wall and he smashed the back stretch wall. So after that point, I tried to do. I didn't hit the wall, but
try to be
I
like
got
you
a
and
lot
I.
closer. Yeah,
Try to be like us.
That's why I know everyone's like, why do you get so close to the wall? I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Wait longer than arc it in.
We're just getting a little too old. We can't judge it as well as we once could.
See,
right?
see, that's why I like my old side exit exhaust. I could hear it. You hear, like real close. Like, all right, perfect, good enough. with the late model, I didn't have. It's like, I think I'm close. Boosh! I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, I'm close enough.
So what did you think when Joey took the outside on that restart? What was going through your mind?
I just didn't know if he was thinking of something I wasn't thinking or what, but I knew I was tight. So maybe what he did is he watched that race from Lee a few weeks ago, because me and Wayne raced pretty hard, and I didn't really have a lot of speed because of how tight I was.
Yep.
So I don't know if he was thinking of that. And sometimes there's grip up in the outside groove.
Yeah, get a good run coming off too.
Especially if you're a little bit free, you can dig off turn 2 and get clear. So I don't know if he was thinking of that or what, but he even said after he got out of the car that he just probably should pick the bottom. But
could have and would have,
hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
I will throw out, like I did for the last race, the side-by-side action with Derek and Wayne. I'll do the same thing. I have that last restart, and I'll post that up on the Lee page this week. And you get to see right when Derek makes that move, and then Kyle gets by him, and that's pretty much sets up the rest of the race.
Yeah, I knew. So Joey is I think he's probably one of the most underrated race car drivers in New England.
He's fantastic.
Not a lot of people talk about him.
He's smart too. Smart chassis guy too.
Yeah, smart. Works on his own stuff, and he's just really. I feel like he's smooth, like really smooth, and he's a little bit unorthodox with his line at Oxford and then some of his other lines at other racetracks, and it works for him.
Yep.
So that's what, like, I run a line similar to his at Oxford because I watched him run so good there so many times that I'm like, I got to try that, and it worked for me. But yeah, he's really good. But when I was catching him, I knew I had to set up for it and kind of make it happen all at once. So when the caution came out, I was happy because that gave me the opportunity to restart side by side rather than trying to get side by side.
Sure.
And that was it.
Would you have felt comfortable if he was on the bottom? Was your car capable of running that outside groove?
Yeah, I was tight. I had a ton of drive, so I wasn't really too worried about it. I knew if I had enough ground on him on exit of 2, then I was going to be okay.
Yeah.
When did you start going? Like, you were obviously holding back for a while there. When did you flip the switch and say, now it's time to get to work?
So from lap 1, they just ran a crazy pace. Like, they ran really hard. So normally when I'm riding, I ride 60%, 65%. And for some reason, with the pace that they were running, I was riding at like 80% or 85%. So there really wasn't much left in the car. But we had a really good long run car. So if you go back and look at Race Monitor right now, the fastest car was Dorian, I think, or Kyle, or someone, and they ran 3/10 faster than me. But they were free. And a characteristic at Lee that you don't always want is to be free. So we built our race car tight, and it had drive off 4 and off 2, and it just never really went away. Like, I stayed more consistent than they did, whereas they were 3/10 faster than me, but by the end of it, they were 2/10 slower than me.
Yep.
So I started going I passed when Joey Pole was having issues, and he spit oil all over the racetrack. We almost all crashed.
That kid is just having the worst.
I know, I feel so bad for him.
Tough luck.
I feel so bad too. But he spit oil everywhere.
Yep.
And we all slid, and then I went to the outside. I'm like, all right, now it's go time.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I just started to go.
It's interesting to see the different strategies at play. You get somebody like a Kyle that's never raced at a Lee, and to see him, I mean, obviously he's a cup driver. He's professional. But you guys are no slouches up here in New England. We have some of the better pro stock drivers.
I think we've all seen that meme or whatever going around about the best talent. And I'm not selling Kyle short because he's obviously a generational driver, right? One of the best ever. With that being said, I think we all know this guy deserves to be should have been racing, if not Saturday, maybe even today. It's just, unfortunately, that's not how this sport is. It's not like football or basketball.
Pay to play.
Yeah, if you're the most talented guy, you're going to make all the money, and it's unfortunate, but it's a fact that
it's entertainment now.
It's
not a sport; it's entertainment.
Hearing a lot of what Tony Stewart was saying recently, and also Kevin Harvick in his recent interview too. I'm hoping that maybe a little bit of tide will be changing with that aspect in the future.
It's getting closer. Kyle's saying it too, but I think there's a lot of talks going on with NASCAR and the teams to get the money away from NASCAR and more to the teams, because that's going to change it.
Yep.
So when you don't have to, like, when we chase sponsors to go racing on any way, shape, or form, it's hard because the people that already are funded can sell their sponsor, or like especially if they're self-funded, it's X amount of dollars. Well, they come in at 15%. That's what they can sell that sponsor for, because it's just recouping money.
Yep.
So, boom, when they can sell a Xfinity ride for 15% of what it actually costs to run, why would a sponsor pay all that more money for the people that need it that don't have that funds?
Yeah.
So when the money starts coming back to the teams a little bit more, I think that's when it'll shake stuff up. But
all right, so even with you in a pro stock, without giving exact figures, what is a ballpark a pro stock team would pay? Now, take into consideration getting your crew in, all of that stuff. What does it cost a top-notch pro stock team for a one-day event?
So, like, there's rent-a-rides everywhere, right? Even up here in New England. And as far as I know, like, rent-a-rides up here start at like 10 to 12 grand per race. Whether that's a 100-lapper, 150-lapper. It's like a one-set tire race is like 10 to 12 grand. You go down south and you run a pro for one of the big teams, it's probably 20. And then you can go rent a car for Speed Weeks for $100,000 from Campy or Donnie Wilson. And those are 35-lap features. Like, they're
That's nuts.
Saturday night race.
Same thing with a Derby. Like, they'll go down there and test for 3 days ahead of time and go nuts. But that's pretty much like a good snowball Derby car. If we were to go rent one, is probably around 100 grand.
Like Donnie Wilson, anything.
Yeah, if you want to go run
Campy
Campy or Wilson,
Yep.
There's shoestring guys that can make it happen for a lot less, but you're driving a lot
You're
less.
driving a lot less. Yeah, I think we've had this conversation with some of the cars that show up. Do you see a lot of the older cars? But as we know, anybody that's in the Derby, for the most part, they're all on brand new stuff, next to new stuff.
Yeah. They're all big regional champions.
Yep.
That all have nice stuff.
Cup guys,
for the most part, yeah. But like a ride up here, it's like 10 to 12 grand. And the guys that are doing it aren't really making money.
Well, let's kind of tailor it back a little bit. What about the average guy? Like I said, not looking for the exact numbers. What about if you show up at the racetrack, you own the car, you show up on Friday night to race Ben's race? What approximately is that costing?
Depends on how good or bad of a weekend you have, really.
Yeah.
It could cost you $4,500. It could cost you
What did your Loudon rollover cost you?
Really, without exaggerating, it probably costs about $65,000 to $70,000.
Unbelievable.
I actually had the number higher in my head, so.
Yep. And I had help, which was great, but
Help getting flipped over. Yes, we covered that. We covered that quite well.
The lawyer's kid. We all know about him.
it sucks.
We've got a cease and desist over here somewhere. We were talking about it last time.
Yep.
I felt so bad because like that was like our year that we were most funded. So we got spot on. That was like unbelievable help. Like the amount that brought to our team was going to be.
You got wrecked at Jennerstown too. That year, right?
That was another car that was junk. And I mean, when you roll over, there's not really much that's savable. So even although the motor's intact, do you really want to run a motor that just hit at the wall at 120 miles an hour?
Stops like that.
Yeah, and then the rear end got tore out of it, and then every shock on it got ripped off. A good set of shocks can be almost $10,000, some of them. So it gets really
That is crazy.
costly quick. So I'm really lucky because I had spot on that year. And then I had other help as well. And then, we've done this long enough now where we have a lot of really good connections with, Ernest Shocks and Jericho and Fury and King now.
Strange.
And Strange. Yeah, like Strange will come on. And like we have those connections now, but to the average, you have to race a long time for that to come through. So
I pray to God, my son wants to get into racing.
Get him in a basketball or something.
Golf. Get him golfing.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Golf.
Bob Williams says his shocks are $30.
I know.
It's alcohol. That's why you finish P6 every race.
When has he won a race? When was the last
I think it was
time?
like 1994.
He won one in Claremont last season.
Did he really? Okay, I was
Yep.
wrong.
Yeah, last
There's
season.
2 cars.
That was actually a good field last year. There's an uprising going on in chat where people are hoping that you'll put mini stocks on the big race. So
They're talking a lot of craziness in there.
yes, there's a lot of stuff
Luckily,
that
I can't
happens.
see
there.
it, so
I'll do it, Milton.
Milty.
Yeah. I saw that one too. Bob's washed up. That's why he wants
Bob, we
Derek.
finally agree on
He's a
something.
father.
It's about time.
That's
He's
why he
a
wants
father.
Derek to run his mini stock. Somebody we had
Not
talked
enough,
about that.
not enough
I don't know.
cylinders for Derek. Not enough cylinders.
I'm like always
Maybe,
willing to maybe try something like that, but Bob, you haven't won like a year, pal. Get that thing going. And then
I
we'll
have a
talk.
really bad analogy, but I'm not going to say it on air.
Why not?
Because it is really bad. I'm not saying it.
Now I want to hear it.
And
But,
now I'm in the same boat.
all right, we'll have to discuss this
I'll
after.
tell you after.
Out of every
We
so
can't get canceled.
no,
We can't.
We can
Well,
blame
we
Derek.
probably
We'll just
could.
blame Derek.
Yeah.
If we get canceled, we'll just blame
my
Derek.
fault.
with
is that?
everything that you've run between the pro stock, the modified, you started out like in a mini stock style. If you could be in anything right now, obviously pro level that would be, but if you had your pick a choice of cars in any local New England division and money wasn't the object, what would you be in? Would it be where you are, or would it be a different style car altogether?
Yeah, I think we'd run what we run. You know, of course, we'd run up here in the Northeast. I'd really like to have a really good program where I could go run a super down south more. Honestly, we just can't afford to because the motors are expensive. You run a dry sump motor. Everything about those cars is just more expensive.
Do you feel like you're outpriced with the Donnie, with the Wilsons
there's
and the
no
Campies?
chance.
No chance.
I don't have a chance of keeping up financially.
Financially,
which,
yes, yep.
Which is why sometimes, like when you go and run good at Speed Weeks, it feels really good because those guys are there.
Yep.
But like I can't do that at every single racetrack. Those guys have run those racetracks dozens and dozens and dozens
So
of
many
times.
notes and
So it's
yeah.
hard for us to go to, you know, even at like a Cordeal where we ran a pro car. Like if I brought my Super there, like I know it wouldn't be like unloading at Lee and running good. And another thing up here is like we buy crate motors and we get 4 seasons out of the thing, sometimes 3-4 seasons. You got to freshen those big motors up every, you know, halfway through the year. If you run a supercar 6 times, you should freshen the motor.
wow.
That's crazy.
And like
Isn't that nuts?
and you can go through like a bone stock crate motor, change oil every other race and run it. You know, I mean, we had one that I baked at Spud Speedway a couple years ago. The water pump belt fell off, and I ran it for like 20 laps, and it shut off, like locked up, shut off in Victory Lane. We brought it back to the shop and fired it up. It ran like crap for 3 minutes and smoothed out, completely fine.
So Jeffrey Pike in chat wants to know, what is your next race you have planned?
Berlin, Battle at Berlin. It's 30,000 to win up in Michigan. So we're bringing our pro car
Oh,
to
Ben,
run a
got to do
super.
$30,001 to win now. We got to beat him.
Get me drunk and trust me, I'll make it 100.
I'm no.
heard that
I'm
here,
gonna
folks.
I'm gonna add
Just
the
don't bring
dollar.
Bud Lights. Anything
It is
but Bud
now.
Lights.
No, well, I'm gonna add $3, so it's $30,003 to win. There we go.
This is why
Works better.
the reason why I'm not allowed to drink at the banquet anymore because I wind up giving away more stuff.
You
than I
did give a
want to.
lot of stuff away last
I
year.
do. Yeah.
Just generous guy.
Pike also says, how many pro stocks are you gonna plan to start next race? That next big race next year.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure yet.
I
mean,
think that 28 to 30 is probably the
Yeah,
sweet spot.
I think 30 is like really pushing it because
Yeah.
you got to remember if we are going to do a live pit stop, I got to make sure I have enough stalls in the infield.
Oh yeah. If you do live pit stops, you got to make sure there's room too,
Oh,
because
yeah,
someone
yeah.
will get run over.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. We've seen it happens in the Derby
I love
every year.
carnage, but I don't want to see. I don't want to see that kind of
people.
carnage. Yeah, not
Yeah, yeah.
people.
Yeah. I do feel bad. You had Frankie Eldridge came out and snapped something in the rear end.
His trailer
Right
arm
off the
broke.
bat, yeah.
I felt
he's having a tough
horrible.
Dude, I pulled right in. I'm like, dude, what happened? He goes, my damn trailer arm broke right off the rear end. Look, I go, look. Oh God. He's like, oh, I'm like, look, just every time something seems to break on that car. It's like man,
Every
Frankie,
driver
feel so
goes
bad.
through those ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Though.
We sold him that car too. Like a couple of years
You?
ago. It was Bill Ahern's
you
old
jerk.
car. And it was good. Like I ran that car at Hudson.
Is it a left-hander?
Yeah.
It's a left-hander, yeah, perimeter left-hander car. It's older, but it was
Yeah.
a good car. So when we sold to him, Mark must have touched it
did?
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Mark, do you
Mark
touch
must
that
have-
one?
I've
That's
never touched
exactly what
Frankie's
happened.
car. Nope.
But Frankie's like awesome, man. Like watching him
Oh,
run
yeah,
them
such
sportsman
great
races years ago when I was younger.
He
I
used to
loved it.
kick ass.
He hauled
Yep.
the mail.
He did.
Go real quick with the hard charger report with the Rodfather Pro Stocks. Your number one right now is Corey Bubar with a plus 15.
Jeez.
The Black Flag Podcast Ridge Runners, David Cameron with a plus 9. The O'Reilly Auto Parts 6 Shooters, I tell you what, Michael Yetton, plus 17.
Wow.
That is absolutely crazy.
Impressive.
MLM Diagnostic Service Pure Stocks haven't raced, so that is still Colton Martin with a plus 5. And Andrew Morin in the original Wheelman late models has a plus 13.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Pretty darn cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I love having all these stats now that you can pull up. Mark must have touched the I did not touch the 09. The last car that I've touched in the pits was Derek's down at New Smyrna, and I apologize to him
Yeah.
for ruining
We
his
had
speed
a
weeks.
terrible speed weeks
Yes,
this year.
you're
Yeah.
welcome.
It was awful.
You're
we
welcome.
packed up and left.
I
That's how
also
bad we were.
I also touched your dad's car. He blew 2 motors. So
Yes.
but I was helping pit the car. So what was I gonna do? Let me imaginary change the tire on this car.
Actually, I think he's selling that car.
Really?
Yeah, he's all done. Our friend down in Florida passed away, Herbie Simpson, and so now like my dad's like, yeah, him and my uncle are gonna sell the house that we have that they have down there, and my dad's pretty much, yeah, I'm all done. I'm like,
Tell your dad I will put a brand new sheet metal door on that car because I want the door off. That color scheme with that number and the way that car, I love. That is my favorite color scheme on a race car is that car.
So here's the thing. I love running New Smyrna. I love that track. I wish my dad spends all this money on these motors. Like the one I think he blew up was an experimental, like, I don't know what the hell.
How'd that experiment work?
It didn't work. But when it did run, it was fast.
Yes.
But the car was so old. I think it was made in the 80s. And he refused. He's like, no, this chassis is fine. I go, Dad, there's a crack right there in the frame. Nope, it's fine. Okay. And then I remember Howe was making those pretty much a roller, like what Travis Eddy had.
Yep.
Same exact
Yeah.
car.
Left-hander was too. There were
Yeah.
a bunch of people were, yeah.
I go, Dad, I'll buy a brand new chassis. We'll throw your drivetrain in and we'll go have some fun. Nope, don't waste your time. This car is fine. I go, okay, I'm done. Nope.
If you want to do anything at New Smyrna as far as like mods, sportsmen, anything like that, you just got to call Jason Boyd.
Yes.
I know it's hard.
I tried telling him that, but
Your speed week started off
opinion-
top notch with that car.
Yeah, it did.
My opinion was not valid at that point.
They like
I don't think your opinion is still
Jason
valid.
has those cars figured out.
he just is like one of the best down
He
there.
really
so
is.
it
Oh,
just-
so Brusso, people are asking how Brusso is after that hard hit. He had a hung throttle and went head on into turn number 1. I have not spoken to him personally. He has posted online that he is up and okay, and I believe he's working, and he's just a little sore. He did have a very hard hit.
That
Trevor Rock had a
was gonna say,
really
that
hard
race
hit
lost
too.
Was
that
that off
race-
of turn 4?
Yes,
Yeah,
something
I
something
saw
let
that
go
one.
on the 88, and
Yeah,
he
he
went
got
right
into the
into it.
79, and I think there was a few cars that left in needing clips. It was pretty. It was
yeah.
a rough race.
Also,
Showstopper.
the showstopper got brought up.
He was. What did it cost you to get Showstopper there? Because you must have paid
You
some
know
big
the funny
money.
is, I've never met him.
You've never met him?
Never met him.
Everybody else
And
met him.
I know who he is. I seen him in the pits. Like, that's Showstopper. You could definitely tell.
That's probably
I
part
asked
of-
Johnny, that's Showstopper.
Definitely
right there.
part of your front gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should have been
Part of the
advertised.
front gate,
He
yeah.
should have been. He should have had Kyle Busch and Showstopper coming this Friday night. Is how that thing should have went out. Because that guy, I saw more pictures of him on my Facebook newsfeed than I did Kyle. It was
I
nuts.
did too.
Yep.
He was awesome.
He's a freaking
absolutely
awesome. Dude. He's so funny.
Yep. I was so happy to see him. That's why we won.
That's
I
why he
forgot
won.
that's why we won.
He did put the setup in the car.
I had his Penske Reds on. 20-year-old nitrous.
Probably did you have a 4-inch ride height too?
300s up front.
You get a 4-inch
Yeah,
ride height?
300s up front.
Yeah, you did, of course.
Pair.
Yep.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's awesome. Gold chain under the suit.
Tight ass jeans.
Tight ass.
All right, directly from race director Brian Callen, want to give a big shout out to the 6-shooter teams on the last minute schedule change. They came out, they put on a great show, and they literally had 5 minutes notice with the schedule change and the pro stocks not being ready to come out onto the track. And good on you guys, because you guys took that delay and just got rid of it and came out and put on a heck of a show. So it was an all around great event, and the best part is everybody else rained out, so everyone just flocked onto this
yeah,
place.
Loaded in, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
What
I
a
think,
night. It was beautiful up.
Oh yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it was. I was shocked how good the weather was, because I remember I was up in the tower, and Brian's doing the race directing, and I look out the window and I see dark skies coming. I'm like whacking Brian. I'm like, Brian, look, we gotta get this in. The rain's coming.
You gotta look away from that.
Yeah, and he's like, no, we're good. We're
It
good.
didn't rain a drop while we were there.
I know. I'm like,
Not one drop.
Yeah. It was
We
sunny
almost-
and hot and muggy.
I was like this in the morning. I was like, I wasn't even going to call you because
Yeah.
I knew you were getting bombarded, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it doesn't look good.
I know,
Like, there's no way. Like, this is going to be a long day sitting in the rain. We got up there, not a drop.
put it this way, I've done a lot of gambling with stuff. that right there was probably one of the biggest gambles I've ever taken.
And you won.
And I won.
And you won.
And put a great show.
Dude, that was
So right from the horse's mouth, Andrew Brusso, chassis bent, front and rear, car fully stripped, and our focus is the backup car at this point. I will build another car this winter, hopefully if time allows.
What a bummer, because Andrew literally had probably one of the fastest street stocks this season. I think he set the track record at Claremont earlier this year. He came to Hudson. He was lightning quick there. Obviously, he was fast. I think he was running outside pole at the time when the throttle stuck. So it's a shame because that car was fast this year.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, it was a
100%.
bummer.
It was
That's
a
real
beautiful
sad.
car. And such a nice dude, too.
He really is. Great guy.
Yet Dolly said, everyone did a great job. Good work getting the evening in. Started raining a mile down the road.
Yep.
Actually, so this is funny. After me and Ben ran around with our heads cut off the entire time we sat down at the picnic table to eat,
In a rain.
started raining. I'm like,
awesome.
come on, dude.
so
Like,
tall
really?
I didn't even get up. I'm sorry, I don't care.
Like, thank you for starting now, not 4 hours
He was
ago.
speed walking all day. I saw you kept going by us. Speed walk.
The problem is when I'm at a race, except for Hudson, I don't really do it much at Hudson. Claremont and Lee, I'm always constantly moving.
Where was the mini bike thing? The moped, whatever
The
it is.
problem
That
is
thing's
that
so
the
fast.
That thing
seat
is awesome, too.
The seat's really hard and it hurts my ass after a while. So I'm like, you know what? I need to burn a couple pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll just walk.
Yeah, so I just got pictures sent to me of the crowd. So Barry, who sits in turn number 3, who sits up on top of the tower with the camera for me, he looked at me and said, just giving you a heads up, there's a line all the way to the road and there's cars all the way backed up, all the way down 125. I was like, because everybody realizes this show is a go.
They thought they heard Showstopper was there.
And
That's
they
what
all
happened.
decided they were coming.
Well, it's funny because who was it? I think Nate, my head of security, is like, Ben, we don't have any more spots. I'm like, what do you mean? This one? We go in the VIP area. He goes, we've already done that. Okay.
Start filling out back.
How about the nope, that's full. He goes, I'm going to stick him out back. Okay. And then I'm up in the town and I look, I just see car after car after car. I'm like, are we gonna like sell out of the freaking parking here soon?
No, I don't like to be the guy that says I told you so, but I'm gonna be the guy right now to everybody who's complaining that I told you so, because I had 5 or 6 people who sent me messages saying, so glad I pre-bought my tickets because all I did was get out of my car, walk to the gate, show them my phone, and walk in. No line, no waiting. Guess what? You could have missed that whole line because when you buy your online tickets at Lee, there is no waiting in line.
You literally go right up to the ticket taker and
walk up
by the gate and
to the gate, show them your phone, and you're in.
Passes that way too.
You do, but we have to have you sign
you
for
have
the
to
pit
sign
pass.
in.
Oh, still okay, yeah.
But it was absolutely fastest, and it was ridiculous how good it worked. And I'm going to say, I don't say all the time, this is what you should do, but this works, and it's literally on your phone, and they just quick, boom, and you were in, and there's no line, no waiting.
So I saw someone bring this up, and I know it's probably we heard that the SRX race got canceled up at Thunder Road.
Yes.
What is the I mean, have you looked into the SRX deal at all, to Lee?
I haven't. I was looking into something else, which I'm not going to tell you, but
F1? Free it, let's do it.
I know.
I think
Max
I know.
Verstappen
So-
at Lee Speedway. I'm in.
oh my God, no. No, so I was debating on that, but I mean, what's really their car count? There's really not that many of them. There's only, what, maybe 15?
12.
12? Yeah. So, I mean, you're paying all that money for 12 cars. It's
But
like,
they also bring like 30,000
The
people.
people
Yeah.
are
People.
insane.
Yeah.
But
It's
I don't
an
think the
aim
show is as good as
No.
what else you're looking to do.
yeah,
Or,
he knows.
yeah.
No one else knows.
I know.
No.
Yes, I do.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, the people watching us don't know.
People, I don't know either.
I know most
don't
everything.
I don't know anything. I know
Yeah. So let's go over real quick. We got another big weekend ahead of us this weekend coming up as well. All events this weekend will be live in person and on NHSTRA Vision. Starting off with Monadnock Speedway. They have twin NHSTRA modifieds, 50 lap pure stock shootout. Got the twin NHSTRA modifieds going 30 laps. Late models going 25. Pure stocks going 50. 6 shooters doing 25. And the Young Guns event start. Pits open at 2 p.m. Gates open at 3:30. Hot laps at 3:30. I'm excited for the pure stock shootout because that got rained out a couple weeks ago, and that should be a very, very fun event down there. And 723 Hudson Speedway, we also are running. We have the NHSTRA Vision Modifieds, the Northeast Auto Import Late Models, the Black Flag Podcast Ridge Runners, the Hudson Heroes, and Nell Car Legends will be there. So that will be a fun event.
Is it Bandos too? Bandoleros? Yeah, Bandoleros as well, which...
I didn't mention them after our talk earlier, so I didn't get updated. So
Okay.
If Northeast Auto Imports bought a air conditioning unit for this room, can I be like the headline sponsor of National
we actually
Vision?
have one, but we're just too lazy to carry it up from the
There's a
basement.
bunch,
You can do it
there's
on
a
the
bunch
one
of
that's on
down.
the
There's a
floor.
bunch of them down in the basement, but they go in the window.
I just don't want to go in the basement. If you get
We'll
it
do
to
those
the,
ones that
to the
sit on the
door,
floor.
I'll
Yeah.
put it in. I don't want to go in the basement here.
I'm afraid to
It's
put one
haunted.
at.
Yeah,
Well,
it definitely is.
why don't you have North?
yeah, you
why
can't say that.
don't you have your
Okay.
gravel company here to sponsor a whole central AC unit for this place?
Sign me up. Just send
You
the
want
bill.
you want me to be
Just send the bill.
100% honest? The reason I haven't put an AC in because I don't want to at street level, and these windows are at street level.
Plus
And
push it in.
Honestly,
that's the luck we would probably have. here.
honestly, what I should do is get a couple mini splits in
Yeah, I
here.
was just gonna
but
say,
the
mini
only
splits.
problem is that
Just
they
head
look
Harman.
like crap on the
Well,
outside of the
actually, what we should do is just get what I have on the trailer, one of those little portable ones. We can open up the windows, shove the thing in, close it, run it when we're in
Yeah,
here,
and-
and
and-
shut it
yeah,
after.
yeah.
Yeah, you could do that.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I go in your trailer. It was like a goddamn ice cube
Oh, I know.
bin thing in there. I walk
the
in.
best.
I walk up and it's blowing. I'm like, Mark, why do you get the heat on? It's blowing all this hot air. He's like, oh no, that's
Because you're on the dumb side,
that's the hot
Kevin.
air blowing up. I put my hand in there. I literally got frostbitten just reaching into the trailer.
We have updated the trailer
Yes,
a
it's
lot.
really
So
nice.
you come in now, there's a refrigerator and freezer right on the left-hand side. And then there's another refrigerator for water because the crew that I have works awesome. So if I can do a little something for them, making sure they have cold drinks, cold water, we get the grill going, especially at Lee, because Lee, we have that whole area. We call it NHSTRA Vision Central, basically, over there. And we have our own little picnic table. Jeff's made it all nice over there. So we have the grill going all night long. We're cooking food. We're got drinks and everything. So Nate, who's my awesome camera guy that goes down into Victory Lane, his one job is to go down into Victory Lane. So he has a lot of downtime. So he literally gets on the mic. Who's hungry? Make burgers. I'll bring you one right now. So he'll make a burger and like deliver it to your camera location. And we have a cool
Where
crew.
was that guy on Friday night? I could have used that. I was getting hungry in the tent.
Everybody knows where the food is at Lee. It's literally
I needed
at
a
my
mic.
Yeah,
camper.
I don't think I ate it all once.
You didn't eat to the end of the night.
No, because I remember Jack Miner got there. Goes, dude, I'm hungry. I didn't get into. I literally ran into the concession, got some food. I'm like, here, I'm feeding everybody else. But yeah, and I'm like, nah, I don't need anything. And then Saturday, I paid for it.
Kenny wants to know, when are we going to discuss makeup races? We don't have anything to make up at this
For-
point.
for which one?
We're working on a couple of the races right now.
Kenny Scott?
Yep, the Mighty Mike race we've discussed. That's been posted online
Yeah.
today.
Is there a day for that?
There is. What's
Yeah,
the actual
what's
date? I was going to put out a big post on it tomorrow.
Yes. 8:20.
Yeah.
8:20.
Yeah.
I don't believe. Yeah, it's going to be a fun event. The dwarf car. I don't know what you're doing with the makeups on those.
So, because I don't know how many rounds do we have for those? 2, 3, 2, and they've both been at Hudson. So the only problem is the dwarf car schedule is packed. I mean, they're not running this weekend, but the only problem is Hudson's schedule is packed. That
you don't
day,
have
so
any extra room at
I don't
Hudson.
have
Do a
any extra
doubleheader.
room. What?
Do a double header. Get them both done the same day when you squeeze them in.
Yeah, I can't do it this Sunday. No way.
Yeah.
There's no room on the schedule this weekend.
So even with me moving the tech down into the pits, and I gained all that room on the where the tech was,
Yeah. You can't park them.
I still can't park them.
You immediately lost it because you built grandstands right on the front side of it.
You're gonna have to build like an underground parking garage for people.
There we go. Coming out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way through.
Oh yeah, I built some across the street.
With a
and
bridge.
then built a big, like an arc bridge.
We'll do the Zinkham
Just like
Bridge
the old
Junior.
days. Run him right across the street. Drive him right
Oh
across
yeah,
the
the
street. I
town,
remember.
the town of Hudson would love that.
I love that. That was awesome.
They
I
used
remember
to do
watching, I used
that?
to sit in the pits and watch all the cars drive from across the street before those garages were built.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah. Yep.
That
was awesome.
That had to be a different time period. That's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. I can't even imagine them even. I could see Ben going and saying, "Hey, this is my idea."
This is my idea. We'll
No,
be what comes.
right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there's all kinds of room up at Lee though, so that's what I love. You got your little playground up there. You put on a heck of a show. Thank you from from all of us here, Ben, thank you for putting on a great show at Lee. It was a fun time. It was fun to see that place absolutely.
My name is
packed.
just on the deed. It takes a whole team to run that place. I'm just telling you that right now. And if I didn't have the team that I had, the place wouldn't run.
And I still don't know some of these team people, too, at that track. There's still people at that track that I see that I don't know who they are.
There's some people I don't know who the hell they are.
That's
They
like,
run
what do you
around with
do
a
here?
staff shirt. I'm like, all right. John must have hired him. I don't know.
That's what I gotta get. You don't need
staff
a
shirt
you
for
gotta get a
free
staff
food,
shirt.
yeah.
Free food, free entrance, for all access.
know exactly
what he's thinking.
He's
I
gonna
always
do a
walk
William
around-
Lee staff shirt.
I walk around ultra professional, too, like with a
I'll do
Macho
a
Man,
tape. It'll
Macho
just
Man
be
shirt
taped
on or a Wheelman shirt. I never have
stuff.
anything, so.
With a marker, with a Sharpie. Lee USA staff.
You can definitely tell that everyone at Lee, well, really anywhere, Hudson, Lee, or Claremont, really care about the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
Like even you, like it's hard to. I mean, you're a pretty successful business guy. You know, if
I fake it till I make it. But
it doesn't matter. You have a portfolio of successful things, and you can add the racetracks onto the list. And but you do it because I mean that money could be used elsewhere to
oh, yeah.
make a lot more money. But you
I say that to myself every race.
but you do it because you like you don't want them going anywhere, and you
No.
care about them, and that's
Put-
not
Put it this way.
common.
The steel company pretty much told me how much you want for the place at Hudson.
Yeah,
and
I believe it.
And a couple of times I'm like, I'm going to just shoot them a number. And then I go, if I get rid of that track, I will hate first off, everyone in the race community will hate me.
Yeah, you
Absolutely
can't.
hate me.
You can't. Even
But-
if it sits there dormant, you can't sell it.
But then
Yeah.
but it's not even that. The fact of it is, I'll hate myself
Yeah.
for shutting down a racetrack because there's so many being shut down in the
It's
country.
the oldest in New Hampshire, right?
Oh, yeah, it's the oldest in New Hampshire, but it's the oldest running track in New England.
Yeah.
It's run
crazy.
nonstop since 1945.
That's unreal.
Yeah. So if I were to shut that down, I couldn't live with myself. I
Yeah.
really couldn't.
There's a lot of people in this room who really like Hudson. Like, I'm looking around this room now.
See, the
You're
camera shows
surrounded.
a lot of guns pointed
There
at
are
me.
guns.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
I
can.
see that.
I can turn this one. Everybody, give your mean mug face and wave to the camera because I'm going to turn it over to the crowd. Oh, it only will go
See?
that far.
Yeah, see?
Sorry, you got Brian Callen. Sorry, we'll put you back.
Yeah.
There we go. So it was an absolutely great event. Make sure you go out and visit the other tracks this weekend. Hudson on Sunday, Monadnock Speedway on Saturday. All races will be broadcast on NHSTRA Vision. And if you haven't picked it up yet, if you listen to, I'm not going to give out any of these codes. You're going to have to figure them out. There is a $10 code going around right now if you support your local podcast. So there's 4 different podcasts that have the NHSTRA Vision code. Listen to the podcast, save yourself $10, sign up for the year, and enjoy it. Because, I mean, save $10.
I have definitely got my money's worth out of the streaming this year. I've probably watched at least a half a dozen races, but like full from start to finish. Sit down on the couch, put it on the TV, and it's awesome. It's really is.
It's very fairly priced.
It is very.
Yeah,
You know what's
for a
funny? Because
year.
I remember some complaints about this beginning of the year. I think I've saved money. I hate saying it because I want to say everybody go to the races, but I mean, if I'm spending $35-40 a pit pass, I've been there 6 times. I've watched 6 races because I'm not one to go to the grandstands. I'm going to be in the pits, and I've already saved money. But with that being said, nothing beats like being there Friday night was awesome. I will take that 10 times out of 10. But in the chance that I can't make it, it's been fantastic to watch. You know.
But you know what? You know what a lot of people do is that they'll even watch NHSTRA Vision or even the other.
Saw people at the track doing it this week.
So I screwed up. I was rushing to get up there because I planned last minute, but I was bringing a 47-inch TV to watch it or whatever, 55, whatever the hell it was, to have it streaming in the tent while we were selling.
You know, why don't you have? Because I know the trailer you use is your race trailer, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you have like a smaller trailer just so you can literally have all your stuff in there?
I got you whenever you're ready.
So
Sign
I
up.
just.
Is it the
What do you
horse
got?
trailer you have sitting on your yard?
No, we.
He sells
Emily's-
trailers. Don't you sell trailers? No.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Shuttle them from down north to you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I just bought the thing like 3 weeks ago. I just saw this was a last minute thing, so I haven't gotten that far. Slow down.
The inside of Kevin's trailer is pretty cool.
Yeah,
though.
you go on my show. It's
I know,
actually
but
pretty
it's a
nice.
race trailer.
No. Have you been into his?
It's
It's all carpeted and everything.
Oh, yeah,
I
I've
stole
seen
it.
It's pretty badass.
I did.
Stole
He
it?
asked me if I bought a race car. I said, yeah, we stole one.
He did an 87-point turn to spin that thing around behind
Dude,
the
so that's what
grandstand,
I'm saying.
too.
Do you know where the concession stand is behind the main grandstand?
Yeah, yeah.
So when I pulled in, I came in that tiny. Even when we were leaving, me and my buddy Bobby, he's like, "Dude, you're not fitting through there." Not only did I fit through there, I did a 3-point turn in front of the concession stand with the 24-foot trailer.
It looked
so
like
I
the
could,
Austin
So I could
Powers
face the. I wanted to
stuck
face
in the
the other. I
hallway.
wanted the trailer facing this way, the truck facing towards turn one. So we had to whip that thing around. But
One of the things we are working on, I'm trying every single race. I try to do something new, something better, something different. We ran 5 cameras at Lee this week. 6 is the maximum I can really run because I don't have a $500,000 broadcast truck, and what we do is a lot on the equipment that we have now. But we will be adding TVs and spots around the track. Like I know we've talked about this. We're going to put some hopefully on the concession stands, maybe in the beer gardens and stuff like that. You'll get the live feed without delay.
that was my goal Friday. I meant to bring the TV so if you were there buying apparel, because I'll tell you during the race, I mean, we sold some stuff during the race, so you could. And even I wanted to watch the race, so I was sitting there on my phone.
Well, the one problem, so if with the way you're talking about doing it, I put in a 50-second delay. So
Yes.
and the reason why is that when people watch our streams and say, wow, it really doesn't buffer and doesn't do stuff, it's because I have a 50-second delay
Built in.
So what happens when we hide stuff, basically it's just like radio stations. So when I go to a My Race Pass commercial, I'm actually building that buffer back up so as I can dump the buffer when we're in commercial and it rebuilds up that time. So that's why we go to commercials and we do commercials
Bear in mind,
and
too,
stuff.
if someone wants a commercial
Yes.
on this, we're more than welcome to happy. We're happy to put it on. Just tell us what you want.
What's
Yeah,
the commercial
100%.
cost?
We haven't figured that out.
We haven't
yet.
figured out that. I can tell you, I know what our operating costs are.
It's for you, it's $10,000. So I'll take that money that I was
Listen,
supposed to give you, and I'll put it
Wait,
towards
wait,
it.
$10,000 and a huge
North
cup.
Casado Imports with original wheelman on site. We'll do a split the cost with you and I. All right, 5 apiece. We're in.
Wow. Just like that.
Just like that. I mean, it's only Derek's money, right? Yeah.
Somebody's.
You said that it's only Ben's money a bunch of times. So
I never said that.
He has never said that. That has
Never.
definitely never come out of his mouth.
No.
We're continuing to grow. I see a lot of the comments that come through in chat. There's a lot more stuff that we're doing. We've been playing around at other tracks.
This is the
Obviously,
first
it's no
year.
big secret.
It's the
We
first
went
year.
down and did Seekonks Open Wheel Wednesday. That was a success. It was a fun time. It was not fun when I got off at the wrong exit and I got the truck and trailer and I'm going through downtown Providence and I'm like,
Oh, boy.
oh, I don't know where I'm going because all the maps go up on top of each other and I got off at the wrong spot. And that was fun, but we're growing. There'll be some more stuff happening on NHSTRA Vision. There'll be some really cool stuff hopefully this winter as well, which will be pretty cool too. But every year we want to grow a little more, and I'd love to do some commercials as well. So if you have businesses or whatnot or want to advertise on the stream, I don't know what that is. Jan Asperdess says, I want a Hudson commercial with the Hennessy boys.
Oh, God. hey. I was thoroughly surprised. John Hennessy
Had a blast too.
kicked ass in the concession stand.
He had fun too.
Well, because I see him and I go, what are you doing here? And he's, oh, no, I'm cooking. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of just let him be. And then he's doing the fries. He's doing everything.
You
I'm like,
talk
holy
about
crap.
people who would kill you if Hudson was gone.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
They would find you
Yep.
anywhere you went.
The good news is
I'd be
we would
face
know who
down in
murdered
the
you.
pond
Yeah,
behind the
guaranteed.
track.
Easy find. Be a short case.
We could go on for hours and hours. Whenever Derek comes, I want to go on forever. And we have a lot of people watching too, but we are after 8 o'clock and we do try to stick to that hour. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks at all the NHSTRA tracks. Want to remind everybody that every single Monday morning at noon, if you go to www.nhstra.com, click the news section, that is your weekly update for any of the DQs, penalties, and all of that stuff. It's listed right there. All the results are usually all out Monday mornings. And somebody who asked me Saturday when results do not come out till Monday at noon.
Yeah.
We can't release them it was you. That's right. It was you who asked me that. You were one of 19 people though.
Was he worried I was going to get disqualified?
Yeah. He
He probably was.
Yeah. he saw the two-piece fuel pump, so he said, "I question
Two-piece fuel pump.
Question Derek's
Man, this thing is so slow.
That would have stunk if that. Oh man.
We
Yeah,
almost
at
raced
least-
like that.
At least it happened when it did.
It literally didn't spit any oil out, no fuel out, nothing. It just was
Imagine
broken
that.
in half. And
And
it must have been flexing enough where it wasn't, because there's a little push rod inside the
Yeah.
fuel pump, and it must have not been going up and down all the way.
Imagine that. So the last time that car hit the track prior to that was qualifying time trials, right?
So I think it was like that all day.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you time trialed with that fuel pump
Yes,
on the
yeah,
car
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And you still pulled a fast time.
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Greg
wild.
Emerson says we need a night owl decal for the back wall. I'm going to see if I can find my old helmet, and I actually might pay to have him wrap it with the NHSTRA Vision and put it
So
right on the wall behind us.
He Christmas themed wrapped an old helmet for me, and I just have it sitting at my house. It's old, way out of date, and if you guys want it, we can bring it.
I want it right here.
Yeah, we can.
Right here. Absolutely.
it's a
That
big-
took 1 second.
It's like it looks like
Took
a
1 second.
Christmas ornament. It's pretty
I
cool.
will have 2 killer helmets then. I'll have the Christmas helmet and I'll have the.
Bobby McCarther. Where's my friggin' hat? Where's the NHSTRA hat for Bobby?
We don't have any
I
NHSTRA
don't have any
hats.
NHSTRA hats.
Bobby,
Maybe
if you
you know what he needs, a 12G hat. That's what
Bobby,
he-
if you message me on Facebook, I'll hook you up with a wheelman hat.
you should get into the jean apparel. He needs some tight ass.
Like, I
bet you could
would
build.
not warranty those jeans though. I've seen those things on him. I'm not warranting him. No warranty on the jeans,
Well,
boys.
I,
He's a
I
big
thought you were
guy.
gonna do the original Will Man, you know, the
We're gonna do that.
He's
I'm
a big
still
guy.
waiting for the Weiner winter towels to come out
We're
as
working
well.
on them. Listen, we just can't just
It's so
snap
funny
this stuff
because
up.
so the one shirt I designed basically I don't even own that shirt.
Which one is it?
It's the win the show or be the show.
That's one of my favorite shirts. too.
Original Wheelman. It was something that I came up with last year, like off the cuff, and
Yeah.
like all of a sudden it came on a shirt, and I was like, "Ooh, I should buy that one," and I didn't yet. But get your
love
new
it.
Field Filler shirt. Was that one of your best ones this weekend?
So it's funny because for me that one is not
I
not
guess
something that I would buy, but that was probably the best selling shirt this weekend was the Field Filler.
Oh,
You gonna
Cam,
have
the
Cam
man's
say
coming
hi
on.
before we go.
Yeah. Big birthday for Cam. Was it last week, Wayne? Yeah, last week was
Happy
Cam's
birthday, Cam.
21st birthday. Happy birthday, Cam.
Thanks. I just want to say thanks for my birthday for last weekend for the party. I invited a couple of friends over, and I invited my brother's friends, and we had a good time, fun time for the party. And I was doing karaoke for Jason Aldean for the
Jason
party.
Aldean.
Oh yeah,
Like you
Really?
right now.
I get the videos all the time.
I
He's
do
always
too.
singing.
Yeah, he is. He's always singing. This guy knows every country song there is. It's crazy.
How was your racing today, Cam? You went up to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. How was it up there?
It was good. Number 19 won today.
Were you rooting for Kyle?
How'd he do? He crashed, didn't he?
Yeah, he set up pretty good, and he started hit the wall, and he
Pretty
got
bad, too.
crashed.
Was it a bad crash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Took him out of the race.
bad still.
Yeah.
And he used to race Derek is right to his truck.
He went right to the truck.
No, you.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I raced his truck.
Yeah, he raced to his truck because he wanted to race for him.
Yep. I remember you racing that truck, and that was a really tough break too.
Yep.
That was a tough one
heartbreaking.
for you.
No, nothing.
No
Just
nothing.
race.
Just jump in the truck and go race.
Yep.
First time you sat and fired that thing up was when you went out to race, right?
You know what my favorite thing to do with Cam is he loves his Wayne Allard. I mean, his Wayne Halliwell shirts, and I always ask him what.
So
what
who was your favorite driver? Is it Wayne or is it Derek?
I think we're tied.
Is it even? You love them both?
Number one favorite driver it was Derek Griffin, and number two is Wayne Halliwell Jr.
Yeah.
sorry, Wayne.
Did we beat him on Friday?
Sorry,
Hey.
Wayne.
And I think
Is number 3 Kevin Brown?
I think Kevin Brown made it second place and Derek's at first.
All right.
Kevin Brown's in second place. Cam, are you going to be at Hudson this Sunday coming up next week?
I think I'll be at race 100 to this Sunday because I love going to Hudson. It's just Griffin hometown.
Yep.
So is he going to be at Hudson this weekend?
Yes.
Nice.
You guys, make sure you go by and say hi to Cam. This guy absolutely loves racing. Loves it.
Yeah.
And he's a huge supporter of local
Cam the
racing.
man.
Yeah,
He
I
is.
love races because I love seeing Crash a lot.
You must be a big fan of Ben's. You must be a huge fan of Ben's.
Yeah, not this guy.
Yeah,
This
Ben.
guy's stunt too.
I'm his favorite
He's a stunt
driver.
too.
That's the worst part.
Did you must have really liked it when this guy crashed at Loudon?
Yeah, he had Crash last year. Let him pay it back because
Oh, yeah.
his car was all red.
Yeah. Were you there?
No, I saw him on TV.
Oh, you saw it on TV?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite track to go to?
I love the way going to Hudson Speedway.
Yeah, I see some happy folks in the crowd.
Jeff Lapierre just said that he loves you, is what he just texted me. He says, Cam is the man.
Yeah.
You should probably say Lee is right up there, too. That's one of your favorite places, too.
Second.
Yeah, Lee Speedway is a good place to go because Dad used to bring ice up there.
Oh, yeah.
Big way he says ice.
Can you say it?
Yeah.
Can you do the ice for us?
Ice.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
My papa taught me that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Well, Cam, happy birthday. Tell everybody out in inside NHSTRA land that it's your birthday and they need to reach out to you and wish you a happy birthday and thank them for watching the show today.
Thank you.
What Cam said is he wants you to reach out to him and say happy birthday. 21 years old, buddy.
Yeah.
Did you go drinking
The
yet?
shock tops in the fridge.
I was gonna. My brother told me that since I was 8 years old. He said he can't wait till I was 21. Now I am 21. He said he can't. I think it's time you're 21. You can go to Dre Bears and go to Dre Base. He said, tell me that since I was 8.
We got big plans for you, buddy.
This is awesome. Cam, say we'll see you next week, everybody.
See you next weekend, buddy.
Hey, guys, have fun.